Alright, and now we are here with Act 1, Scene 7 of Macbeth. And before that, as usual, I request you to download the app and get access to all the free material that we have on offer. And there we go. I hope it's clear. Otherwise, you have got your books with you. You can open and read it from here inside Macbeth's castle. Oboes, so instrument, torches enter a server, I think so, and diverse servants with dishes and service over the stage, then enter Macbeth. So, of course, feast hone wali hai. If it were done when it's done, then it were well. It were done quickly. If the assassination could tram up the consequences and catch with his Cersei's success, that but this blow might be the be all and the end all here. But here, upon this bank and shoal of time, we are jumped the life to come. But in these cases, we still have judgment here that we but teach bloody instructions which be taught return to plague the inventor. All right. So here we have. यहाँ तक देखते हैं. Now Macbeth is not a hardcore criminal type of man. He is a general. He has certain dignity. It's not easy for him to plan the murder and, in fact, carry it out himself. So he is in a dilemma and he's talking to himself. But please understand, it's not the morality that is stopping him. It is probably the consequences of the murder. Okay, which the fear of consequences, he tries to hide them under the argument regarding morality. तो ऐसा नहीं कि morality उसको रोक रही है, उसको consequences रोक रहे हैं. He says, if it were done when it's done, then it were well, it were done quickly. अब जो होना है, जो करना है, if it has to be done, it better be done quickly. If the assassination could trammel up, hide. Okay, destroy the evidence. Trammel up the consequence and catch with his Cersei's success. Cersei's death of Duncan. Success that but this blow might be the be all and the end all here. But hereupon this bank and shoal of time, we are jumped the life to come. Agar koi consequences now, if all the consequences are destroyed, if he is to be murdered, better be murdered quickly. And then if there are no consequences, probably I am ready to perform it, to do it as soon as possible. But problem kya hai? But in these cases, we still have judgment here. But in such cases, when you murder somebody, the consequences are to be faced right here in this lifetime, in this world itself. We have the judgment here. We still have judgment here that we but teach bloody instructions, which being taught return to plague the inventor. And in committing a murder, we are actually teaching people how to murder. And in this lifetime, they are going to return and plague and haunt the person who invented that murder. This even-handed justice commends the ingredients of our poisoned chalice, that is the cup, जिसमें जहर मिल चुका है, to our own lips. And the problem is that if you carry a cup to poison somebody, chances are that that cup will be offered to your own lips at some point or the other. He is here in double trust. Duncan is here in double trust. How? First, as I am his kinsman and his subject. एक तो मैं उसका kinsman हूं और फिर उसकी प्रजा हूं. I am not allowed to even think of murdering my relative and my king. Strong both against the deed. Now, all these two reasons are enough to stop me from planning a murder. Then, as his host, who should against his murderer shut the door, nor bear the knife myself. And then thirdly, I am also his host. Atithi Devo Bhava. I am not allowed to think of murdering my host. Instead, I have to make sure that he is absolutely safe and secure as long as he stays in my castle. Besides, this Duncan had borne his faculties so meek, had been so clear in his great office that his virtues will plead like angels, trumpet-tongued against the deep damnation of his taking off. Plus, he knows how Duncan has ruled. Duncan has been kind to his subjects. Duncan has been generous as far as giving rewards and honors to his generals. And his murder is going to create a lot of chaos in the kingdom. The people will find it hard to digest the loss of their beloved king. And pity, like a naked newborn babe striding the blast, or heaven's cherubim housed upon the couriers of air shall blow the horrid deed in every eye. The tears shall drown the wind. I have no spur to prick the sides of my intent, but only vaulting ambition, which overleaps itself and falls on the other. And he says that the pity that people will have for their dead king, that is bound to create a lot of ruckus. Okay. Macbeth realizes pity with all the weaknesses of a human baby, yet able to soar over the blast of the trumpet-tongued angels. Pity hai, but it will become so powerful that it will not worry about the wind. In fact, the tears will drown the wind. And I have no reason, I have no spur, no motivation to kill the king except my ambition of becoming the king. So कोई personal enmity अभी तक Macbeth नहीं ढूंढ पा रहा Duncan के against. Duncan may have done something wrong to him, had been unjust or selfish. No reason to kill him except the vaulting ambition, which actually leads to one's downfall. Vaulting ambition which overleaps itself and falls on the other. Now this is Macbeth in a dilemma. He's talking to himself. At one point he says, if it is to be done, it is to be done quickly. But I'm scared of the consequences. And also, I have no damn reason to kill the king who has been so generous and kind to his people, including me. So he's almost cancelling the plan. Enter Lady Macbeth. How now? What news? Ab aati hai wife. Jisne pehle, she had said that take away all the compassion that a lady is supposed to have. Unsex me, she had said earlier. Make me absolutely brutal and cruel because I want to see my husband as the king. तो ये तो पत्थर हो चुकी है. Now she comes and says, what news? Lady Macbeth, she says, he has almost supped. मतलब dinner ले चुके हैं. Why have you left the chamber, Macbeth? Hath he asked for me? Has he asked for me? Lady Macbeth, no, you not he has. Don't you know that he has? He has been asking for you. For God's sake, you are the host. Of course he'll ask for you. Macbeth, we will proceed no further in this business. And Macbeth says, we will not proceed with planning his murder or carrying out his murder. He hath honored me of late, and I have bought golden opinions from all sorts of people, which would be worn now in their newest gloss, not cast aside so soon. Macbeth is saying that he has honored me just now, just a day back or two, whatever. And I have got wonderful, wonderful opinions from all the people. And I would like to behave myself, to kind of wear those opinions for some time and not cast them aside. Lady Macbeth. अब लेडी को आया गुस्सा कि यार अजीब आइटम है यार, इतना समझा के भेजा इसको और फिर ये यहां पे रो रहा है बैठ के. Was the hope drunk wherein you dressed yourself? क्या तुमने पी रखी थी? Were you drunk when you sent me that letter telling me that you had heard the prophecy from 3 weird sisters that you would be king one day? Were you drunk then? Hath it slept since? और अब क्या सो के उठे हो, नशा उतर गया, hangover, huh? And wakes it now to look so green and pale at what it did so freely, and now you wake up looking so pale and green, I mean so weak. What has happened overnight? From this time, such I account thy love. Art thou afeard to be the same in thine own act and valor as thou art in desire? And now she starts to blackmail Macbeth. Look, sir, look, boss, now on I'll doubt your love for me. And are you scared to do what you actually desire? You do desire to be the king. And you desire to murder Duncan as well. But are you scared to actually carry it in practical? Art thou feared to be the same in thine own act and valor as thou art in desire? Wouldst thou have that which thou esteemed the ornament of life, and live a coward in thine own esteem, letting I dare not wait upon, I would. Like the poor cat I the adage. All right. And she continues taunting him, making him believe that he's being a coward by stepping back from the plan of the murder. And she says, which thou esteem the ornament of life, and live a coward in thine own esteem. And if you give up this plan right now, are you willing to live like a coward in your own eyes? Letting I dare not wait upon I would. And you are giving priority to I dare not over, yes, I would do it. You are behaving like a cat who wanted to catch the fish in the pond but was scared of getting his paws wet. तो बिना पानी में पंजा मारे तो मछली नहीं मिलेगी. अब सोच लो. Macbeth, prithee, peace. I dare do all that may become a man who dares do more is none. And Macbeth को लगी चोट यहाँ पे जब वाइफ ने इतना सुना दिया. All right, and he says, I am willing to do everything that proves that I am a man, I am a brave man, and anyone who surpasses those deeds may be some super being. Lady Macbeth, what beast wasn't then that made you break this enterprise to me? And was it a beast? अब Macbeth अभी भी Lady Macbeth उसके स्टेटमेंट को मिसइंटरप्रेट करती है और बोलती है, what beast wasn't then that made you break this enterprise to me? And वो कौन सा बीस्ट था जिसने तुम्हें फोर्स किया ये आइडिया मेरे को बताने को that you would become a king, and the how? By killing Duncan. When you durst do it, then you are a man. And if you do it, then you are a man. And to be more than what you were, you would be so much more than man. And अगर तुमको Thane of Cawdor से बढ़ के King of Scotland बनना है, then you better be more than any ordinary man. No time, no place did then adhere, and yet you would make both. And when you sent the letter to me, there was no plan, no idea. The time and the place, they were not decided. But still you were willing to carry out the plan, which was not in place in the first place. But you were willing to actually murder. They have made themselves, and that their fitness now does unmake you. And now, by God's grace, both the place that is our castle and time tonight, they are both available. And now you are saying that you will not go ahead with the plan? How sad. I have given suck and no. How tender it's to love the babe that milks me. I would, while it was smiling in my face, have plucked my nipple from the boneless gums and dashed the brains out had I sown as you have done to this. Now this is not a lady talking. This is a witch herself, I suppose. वो कह रही है, I have breastfed a child. And I know how tender it is. But God forbid, if I had promised what you have, I would have taken the child away from my breast and smashed his head and taken the brains out. Think of it. How tender it's to love the babe that milks me. I would, while it was smiling in my face, have plucked my nipple from his boneless gums and dashed the brains out had I so sown as you have done to this. अगर मैंने कसम खाई होती तो मैं करके दिखाती जैसे तुमने कसम खाई है. Macbeth, if we should fail? Now Macbeth still has doubts. But what happens if we fail? Now we are exposed. The plan is caught. And we still fail. What happens now? Lady Macbeth, we fail? Lady says, we fail? What nonsense. It is so meticulously planned in my head. We cannot fail. If we fail, kya bakwas hai? But screw your courage to the sticking place. But, don't let cowardice take over. Stay courageous. And will not fail. When Duncan is asleep, whereto the rather shall his day's hard journey soundly invite him. His two chamberlains will I with wine and wassail, so convince that memory, the warder of the brain, shall be a fume, and the receipt of reason a limbeck only. All right. Now lady says, you just be courageous. Leave the rest to me. What? When Duncan is asleep, which obviously he will be because he's so tired from the journey. तो वो तो खा पी के सो जाएगा. What I'll do is, I'll invite his two guards and I'll make sure that they get drunk and they are involved in revelry. Party mood chal raha hoga. And when you are drunk, the memory fades. The warder of the brain, जो brain की guard है, the memory that fades, shall be a fume, and the receipt of reason a limbeck only, and they will have no logic that they will be aware of. They are fully drunk now. When I swinish sleep, their drenched nature lies as in a death. What cannot you and I perform? The unguarded Duncan. And when these guards, the Chamberlains, when they are so drunk that they are as good as dead, don't you think you and I can do whatever we want to the sleeping Duncan, the King of Scotland? The unguarded Duncan, what not put upon this spongy officers who shall bear the guilt of our great quell? All right. What not put upon the spongy officers, the fully drunk officers? Okay, who shall bear the guilt of our great quell? And in fact, what we can also do is we can transfer the consequences of the murder to these drunk guards. कि murder इन्होंने किया है. We kill without a problem, and we are also in a position to say, oh my God, who did it? Look, these two guards have done it. Macbeth, bring forth men children only, for thy undaunted mettle should compose nothing but males. Macbeth कहता है, lady, please give birth only to male child. The fearless spirit that you have, only males can handle that. A girl child will not be able to handle that. Will it not be received when we have marked with blood those sleepy two of his own chamber, and used their very daggers that they have done? And Macbeth tries to confirm that, okay, I hope the people will be convinced that these two have killed. When we use their daggers, and we also put the king's blood over their bodies and faces. Lady Macbeth, who dares receive it other? As we shall make our grief and clamor roar upon his death. And lady says, kaun nahi manega? We'll also put on an act of grief and making a lot of noise, rudali, roenge jor se. To kaun nahi manega that these guards have killed Duncan? Macbeth, I am settled and bind up each corporal agent. Corporal agent beta, the bodily faculties. Haath, pair, sahi sab ready hai. To this terrible feat, away and mock the time with fairest show. False face must hide what the false heart doth know. And he says, I am all willing now to go ahead with the murder as you have planned, my lady, and let us go with a smile on our faces to the banquet hall, because false face must hide what the false heart doth know. So whatever is in our hearts, that needs to be hidden. It should not surface to our faces. So let's go and join the party. Amazing. How the lady, the wife, motivates a confused Macbeth and makes sure that he does not dwindle. He is no more in a dilemma, and he is willing to execute the plan. She succeeds 100%. Let's see आगे क्या होता है in, this was Act 7, I suppose. See ya.